A little nostalgia today. It's my review of The House of the Dead 4. Just watch this and see what kind of game you can expect.
Our backup hasn't arrived yet.
Might be a terrorist attack. Keep your eyes open.
Think this could take the door down?
The ground's shaking. What the heck is going on outside?
What's that sound? Our backup?
It can't be. What the heck are they doing here? Incoming!
Yes, it seems that Sega once again was on full House of the Dead form when they wrote and directed this game. I have to say I knew exactly what to expect, having played the previous House of the Dead games, including Overkill and Typing of the Dead Overkill, which were released subsequent to this game. I have only just played House of the Dead 4. I am a big fan of the series. I own House of the Dead 3 and I've played it multiple times. It's probably my favourite entry in the series. Not to say that the others are bad. Quite notably, Overkill decided to take the over-the-top sort of drama and crap voice acting to the next level. They realised it was their thing and married it to the Grindhouse style, which worked wonderfully. It was a pleasure to play, even in 3D using the crappy little blue and red glasses that they provided in the box. Back to this game though, again they seem to be taking themselves a little bit too seriously, which is a shame because it makes it feel like they sort of lose the plot a little bit. We're just having fun shooting up zombies, they know that, and then they try and ring in a story about some nuclear missile that's taking off and we have to stop it, but spoiler alert, at the end something goes off anyway. I wasn't quite clear of what was going on. I was just happy to have finished the game that I hadn't played for so long. Yes, it was fun. It was as fun as any other House of the Dead game. In fact, there were even speaking bosses, which were mostly missing from the third game, and I loved them. Just the terrible voice acting. I love bad movies. It's like watching a bad movie, but you're also shooting at it, which is in a way sort of a cathartic exercise in this movie's so bad, I just get it out and kill things. But I guess that's what House of the Dead is for. It's just for letting you unwind and de-stress and just have fun. The set pieces are a lot larger than most of the other House of the Dead games. There's even a car segment which was kind of throwaway, and it was just point-to-point, shoot, drive, but it was fun. And they've included enough of the zombies from games past and a few new twists. The bosses are what really make the game for me, because that's where you want to throw your money into the machines just to keep going when you die. And the bosses in this game are no exception. One in particular being an exceptionally large boss which had a fabulously sort of roly-poly attack style, which was just very fun. If it was a Resident Evil game, for example, he'd just throw things at you or just charge at you with his big burly fists, which would be quite obvious. And it goes to show that they do know what kind of game they're making here. And I feel like I'm stressing that point a bit too much, that they're taking themselves a bit too seriously, but not really, which is why it feels like a bit of a mess, to be honest. It's definitely worth the download price that it is available for on the PlayStation Network. I have a Move controller, and it is nice to buy things that validate that purchase. All in all, there was a little bit too much predictability of what would happen if I take this route and where would I go if I took that route. But the scenarios were varied enough. There were great transport moments in the game where you get from one area to another, which allowed you to have a completely different place to battle in. The guns had a fantastic shake mechanic, which it felt like they were trying to force it on me a few times, where I had to get grabs and I had to shake it away, or I had to shake to open a door, but it just helped with the whole frantic feel of the thing, rather than feeling like a gimmick. I wasn't aware I was playing a Nintendo Wii game, which is great, because normally I feel like motion control games are just trying to do that. And I don't make it a secret that I'm no fan of gimmick-based consoles, and I did fall out of love with my Wii quite quickly. But I will definitely be playing this game again. I didn't particularly do very well. I died a few too many times, especially to some of the cheaper boss attacks. I didn't find it very easy to reload at times because it involves a shake, and I didn't know whether I was doing a side shake or an up and down shake, and I just got a bit confused and messed up and had to reload far too often. I far preferred using a shotgun from House of the Dead 3 because at least you know where every single bullet landed. This game you have a semi-automatic handgun which sort of just empties out as you hold down the T trigger on the back of the PlayStation Move, so you don't have any real sense of exactly how many shots you have left before that precious reloading time has to go on. But that was just a small gripe. All in all, I had an absolute blast. I am generally positive about games I play. I tend to look for the fun in them and not hold on to the gripes too much. And like I said, I knew what I was going in for. So if you do feel like playing this game, just realise that the story is stupid. You might not follow it because they decide to take a few obvious or unnecessary turns, and it's just a bit of a convoluted mess, which in all honesty you don't really need to follow. You'll just be happy enough bumbling between the levels and shooting the new things which have the weak point in a different place. I didn't score particularly well in the game's ranking system. I did seem to get exceptional accuracy most of the time, but the number of times I died or didn't pick up the extra point items by shooting barrels and coins, etc., it just let me down, and I ended up being ranked as a standard agent. Didn't make me feel too happy about myself, but at the same time, it was my first run through. I knew these games you just have to play again and again to get better from experience. So, have a play at this game. It's worth a one-time run through, and to download it from the PlayStation Network, it's cheaper than the amount of credits you're going to put into an arcade machine to get through the bosses. The last boss in particular being the easiest of the series. At least I thought it was. The boss battles before the last one were a bit better, unfortunately. And that's about it.